stop getting impressed by dudes with money. A lot of you ladies out here are dating and you see a rich dude and you're like, wow, that's amazing. I'm not saying it's not impressive, but his money is not your money, and it does absolutely nothing for your life. What you got to be looking for is if a guy is spending it, okay? That's the big thing you got to look for. Trust me, there's a lot of guys that make a lot less money than I do, but they're spending it. And honestly, it would be better for you to date those guys, talk to those guys if you're looking for, not necessarily a transactional relationship, but you're looking to get a lot out of a relationship. Every single relationship has a value, has a contract. Like, what can I get from this? And obviously with men, it's companionship, it's emotional support, it's physical action, it's sex, it's intimacy, it's everything like that. And, some relationships with men are like 50-50. Some men look for financials as well. But a lot of women, the biggest selection factor for them is a man's financials. And a lot of you are looking at really rich guys that have money, and they do a lot less for you than a guy that doesn't have as much money. Like a dude that might be making a little bit of money would be taking you out on dates. He might get you something nice. He might get you a gift. He might be thoughtful. But you go talk to a really rich guy, especially like athletes, like young dudes that got money, they feel like they're doing you a favor. And sometimes you can rationalize that they are, but at the end of the day, like if you were my sister, if you were my daughter, I would want you to date a guy that's going to be spending it on you. I'm not saying that he should even be spending it on dinner dates and stuff like that. Like, a guy has to be able to give you something. So let's say he's not giving you money. He could be giving you knowledge. That's the benefit with rich guys. If you're hanging out with a rich dude, if you're dating a guy that's very wealthy, make sure he's teaching you what he did to become successful. You need to be extracting his knowledge. I mean this in the most vulgar way possible, but also the most sensible way possible. You got to be draining that dude in one way and the other. You got to be getting as much value as you possibly can from these dudes that have money. Because some of you out here will hang out with the dude, you'll hang in his car, you'll go to his penthouse, you'll fuck him in a nice bed, you'll eat at a nice restaurant that does absolutely fucking nothing for you. It does absolutely fucking nothing. And you waste the youngest years of your life just giving it to a dude that's not building you up in any way at all. Now, I'm not saying that he has to build you a business, but I'm also not saying he has to hand you money. You've got to read between the lines here. The best relationships are the ones that teach you to become a better person emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, in all aspects of life. If he's pushing you to work out and go to the gym and he's got a great fitness studio in his place, great, wonderful, value right there. If he's helping you get calmer, if he's cooling you down, if he's helping you talk through scenarios that are causing you to freak out, point there. If he's helping you build a business, probably one of the biggest things I think a lot of women look for, and a lot of guys can do this. Like every girl I've had in my life, if they ask me questions about business, I'm going to be like, hey, this is how I do it. This is how I do this and that. That's a point right there. If he's helping you get closer to God, whatever you believe in, point right there. You got to be looking for value. Some of you girls get so fucking wowed. Okay, you've been in a Lambo. It's not your fucking Lambo. Oh, he has a yacht. It's not your fucking yacht. It's not yours. Like, that shit is not yours. I was in my car the other day, and a girl was closing the door, and she closed the door properly. Now, these G-Wagon doors, you got to slam the fuck out of them. And she was like, closing it properly. And I was like, oh, you've been in a G, like, it's good. You know how to do that. She's like, it's not my first G-Wagon. And I'm like, what a weird flex. What a fucking strange flex. It's not your first G-Wagon. It's not your G-Wagon. Like, you know what I mean? When has a dude ever been like, dude gets in my car, close the door, like, oh, it's not my first G-Wagon I've been in, bro. It's not my first. When has a dude ever done that? Never. Guys don't do that. Women flex. Oh, I've been on a yacht. Oh, I've been here. I've been there. Not with your money. Not with your shit. And that's not a flex. When it's yours, that's where it matters. And if a man can build you up into a position to where, if you're married to him, is different. I get it. Then it's like yours, and you guys are sharing stuff. But most of you single girls are out here doing the most for a guy that has a very exotic life, but doesn't give you anything. And I'm going to tell you this to the guys as well. If any guys are listening right now, build your lifestyle up. Have a nice car, have a nice apartment. You'll find that you have to spend less money on women if you're just trying to just run through them. A lot of guys that don't have an attractive life, they spend money on dates, they go out, they do this, they do that to impress a woman. But respectfully for me, if I want to get a girl, I could pick her up in the car, I could take her to my spot, I could cook at home. She'll be cool because it's a nice spot, it's a nice car, I'm presenting myself well. Even if you have a good physical appearance, you can get really far with girls without even having to spend anything. And I'm not trying to not give them anything. I'm not trying to absolutely not help them anyway. I give them knowledge. I try to help them in their life. I try to give them advice. That's my thing. If you're going to be with a guy like me, I'm going to give you as much advice as possible. Being with me is not drinking. It's not just getting blackout drunk. It's not doing drugs. It's really like, how can I help you grow as a person? So that's what I try to give in terms of value. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even to some degree in building businesses for some of my exes, financially. But some of you girls just waste the youngest years of your fucking life. You're the youngest you are right now in this moment. and you're wasting it on guys that are not doing fucking shit for you.